Okay, folks, let's allow me to let me introduce myself. My name is Stephen Tyrone Cuffey. I'm one of the many voices of TBC, as the whole world of TBC knows. I'm one of the also one of the actually the very first broadcast not I say broadcast, but I mean ambassador of goodwill. And a lot of y'all know that I have exercised that particular state over in parts of Africa. Okay, and hopefully we'll get that going once the countries just lower their borders so people can enter in and out through aircraft, because not a lot of international flights are going on right now just to mess within your country. But at any rate, folks, we know what's going on right there. We won't talk about that because we're getting a lot of that training right in our mass adopted training that we get every day from admin. Okay, and we discussed that. All right, now, but I'm going to give you some very good information that you might want to listen very closely as I read this passage. I subscribe to many good people around the world, and even people in the United States. And there's a guy by the name of Stephen Gardner. And he looks like, everybody say he looks like Clark Kent used to be of Superman. But because he's very great guy, very family guy that lives here in the United States. And he came across a great book by a great man, and I'm gonna show it to you right now. So actually is a PDF, matter of fact. Okay, and everybody, y'all, thank you so much for being so kind to go ahead and mute yourself. Thank you so much. All right, let's go ahead and do this now. Okay, let me share my screen, and you're gonna see it. It is called As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. Now, this is very comprehensive, but it's one particular passage I want to talk about today, okay? I may be talking about this book for the next 2 or 3 days because it's got some great information in there that I want y'all to really focus in on. Because, you know, you've heard me say many times that I'm really concerned about the mindset of our TBCians, particularly of our mass adopted team, as we build towards 1 billion members in TBC. And our mind has to be as one, it has to be unified, and we got to be focused all the time in terms of what we're doing here in TBC. So we got to make sure that this great organ on our bodies is actually functioning correctly and putting the right things in. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to scroll down to page 4. I'm going to read a patches of paragraphs. And then, you know, if y'all want to discuss it, you can. We can discuss it. All right. I'm going right down to page 4. I've already read this to myself, so I'm going to just go over it again for you. And it's the title of this passage is called, make sure when you come in, just please mute yourself. Peter, go ahead. Okay, great. Thank you, Peter, for muting yourself, okay? And it's titled, and this is called, the book, I'm going to say again, the book is called As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. This passage here is called Effect of Thought of Circumstances. Effect of Thought of Circumstances. Now, it reads as such. Man's talking about us now. Mind may be likened as to a garden, which may be intelligently cultivated or allowed to run wild. But whether cultivated or neglected, it must and will bring forth. If no useful seeds are put into it, then an avalanche of useless weed seeds will fall therein and will continue to produce their kind. Just as a gardener cultivates his plot, keeping it free from weeds and growing the flowers and fruits which he requires, so may man tend the garden of his mind, weeding out all the wrong reading out all of the wrong, useless, and impure thoughts, and cultivating towards perfection the flowers and fruits of right, useful, and pure thoughts. By pursuing this process, a man sooner or later discovers that he is a master gardener of his soul, the director of his life. He also reveals within himself the laws of thought and understands with ever increasing accuracy how the thought forces and mind elements operate in the shaping of his character, circumstances, and destiny. Okay, I read on. Thought and character are one, and its character can be manifest and discover itself through environment and circumstance. The outer conditions of a person's life will always be found in a harmoniously related to his inner state. This does not mean that the man's circumstances are any given time are an, it says doesn't mean that a man's circumstances are at any given time are an indication of his entire character, but that those circumstances are also intimately connected with some vital thought element within himself that for the time being they can indispensable to his development. Okay, I'm almost near the end of this passage. Every man is where he is by the law of his being. The thoughts which he has built into his character have brought him there. And in the arrangement of his life, there is no element of chance, but all is the result of the law which he cannot err, which is just as true of those who feel out of harmony with their surroundings as of those who are contented with them. Okay, let's go on. As a progressive and evolving being, man is where he may learn that he may grow. And as he learns the spiritual lesson which any circumstance contains for him, it passes away and gives place to other circumstances. And this is the last, I believe this, okay, let me go here. Man, it says, man is buffeted by circumstances so long as he believes himself to be the creature of outside conditions. But when he realizes that he is a creative power and that he may command the hidden soul and seeds of his being out of which circumstances grow, he then becomes the rightful master of himself. Now, folks, it goes on here. It goes on here just a little bit more. Just see, it just keeps going. I just want to stop right there for a moment. Okay? This passage talks about, your mind, those things that you cultivate in your mind, those things that you put in your mind, and it becomes your being. See, it is so, I've read many, many things like this in my life that talks, and they all relate. But we as beings in TBC, we have to make sure that we're not allowing anything that could be negative to enter our mind, because it then influences that mind to say certain things, and you in turn start agreeing with someone that's being negative. Now, for me, I never do that. Because if someone is negative saying something about TBC, I don't let that into my mind and become poison for my mind. Because all it does is it's talked about in this passage. Those weeds started growing in your mind, right? You want to make sure that your mind is pure and you're inviting certain things in your mind that's good for your mind. So when you speak to someone about TBC, only positive things come out of your mouth regarding the bean corn, the reverse TBC. So I thought this would be great for a TBCN to hear this. That's what I chose this today. I'm sure admin would agree to this right here. Now, what I'm gonna probably do for tomorrow, I'm probably gonna have a part 2, maybe even a part 3 of this. And I don't know how long I'm gonna do this, but I know may have a part 2, possibly a part 3 of this same book. Because I want TBCNs, when they see this broadcast, they will read this part of themselves. I have the PDF, okay? In fact, what I'll try to do, I don't know if it'll allow me, I'm gonna try to copy the PDF and put it in the chat area for you so you can read this book for yourself, okay? Okay, let me copy this PDF. See, it downloads to your computer. And let me stop screen sharing a minute and go in our chat area. And I'm gonna see if it allows me to paste it. Yeah, there it is. That's the PDF that you can actually take and put it right in the search area of your computer, okay? And it'll download on your computer, okay? It should download on your computer, okay? In fact, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make sure and see that it works. I'm gonna take this right here. I'm gonna copy this that I just copied, and I'm going to. Okay, hold on a minute. I'm going to go to my computer. You can't see this, and I'm gonna see if it comes. Excellent. Yep, it works. Yes. All right, folks. All right. Yes, it works. I put up another tab, pasted it, hit enter, and it came right on up. The whole book. As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. I highly, highly recommend everyone here to read this. It is so healthy for your mind. It really is. It is real. It is great. I see another person coming in, Mr. Malik. I put something. I just read a area. Let me make sure. I just read. Let me make sure. Let me just mute you a minute. I just muted you, Mr. Malik. I just finished reading a passage, and this book is called "As a Man Thinketh" by James Allen. And I read this area. It's a particular passage in it. Okay. I'm sorry you came later, sir. I tell everybody, please try to be here on time because you missed certain important things that I can't spend time repeating as people come in. Or this broadcast, all my broadcasts that downloads perfectly on my computer, I set it to under my Stephen Cuffey's under my YouTube channel. Have people subscribe. Keep subscribing to my YouTube channel if you haven't. It's under Stephen Cuffey. And oh, no problem, Mr. Malik. No problem, sir. I understand you. I know everybody's busy, but this is going to be replayed. You can go back and listen to it. And because what I did, I took this passage that really deals with our mindset and things that we put in how we cultivate our mind, put in the right healthy things in our mind. And we got to be healthy thinkers, healthy people when we out talking to people. We got to know what TBC is. We got to know what TBC isn't. And we got to know our current role in TBC. Now, everybody at the Master Doctor team are considered TBC admin. And like admin said in our training some days ago, we can't think like consumers. We got to think like millionaires and billionaires that we are, rightfully are. Okay? And he's training us, folks. We had a great training early this morning. Okay? So let's be cognizant of what we're thinking and what we enter in our mind. Okay? You can go back and, like I said, those that came in late, and they can very well see this as I post it on my, as soon as it downloads, I will post it. Now, I've been in this broadcast only 16 minutes. I wasn't planning staying a long time today, but I like to give you something. I like to teach you some things that's healthy for you in your life and in your life of TBC. And admin is the same kind of way. Admin wants abundance for everybody. That's why he created that rotator. And it's going to grow. As long as you team on the team A of the Master Doctor team, you will be paid incredible amount of income as we get in the later months of this year. Providing that you do exactly what admin says. And it's going to get tougher for all of us, including myself. Okay? Because my country is not completely open now. It's starting to open up, and I know y'all countries are dealing with the same issue, because a lot of other countries follow after the United States. I'm not saying all, but some do. And it may be hard for you to go out and talk to merchants, but that's not open. They won't let you enter into their place of work. So, and a lot of small businesses are not open yet. Some are and some not. So what I ask you to do is this. Okay? I'm thinking right to my mind, not far from here, I'm thinking about a little Chinese restaurant that I'm thinking, really considering being a part of our organization. And I got a few others online that I'm thinking about reaching out to. But like I said before, you know that June 1st is coming up, just as a reminder, and you know what our requirement is, okay? I don't have to go over that. I went over that yesterday. I think everyone knows that is here. But again, please go back and watch this. Share once you see it on my YouTube channel, please share it, like it, and share it to people. It is a very, very healthy broadcast for you to be looking at. This PDF that I put in the chat area, download it to your computer if you can, or your phone if your phone will allow you to. And go through it. And you don't have to read it at one time, but it's some really great information in this book called As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. Okay? So, folks, I'd like to thank Mr. Peter, my brother from Kenya. Thank you so much. I always like when you come, Peter. You know, thank you so much, brother. Mr. Hassan from the Bangladesh community. Thank you also, Mr. Simone. I know you're very, very close. Only 8 more broadcasts until you are done at your 600. So I know that is not far away. And I surely plan to be there, along with other leaders around the TBC community and also other TBCians as well. Mr. Malik, thank you so much for joining me again. I know you've been onto my broadcast before. Thank you so much. Mr. Hassan, thank you so much, brother, from the Bangladesh community. Thank you so much for being here today. Please join us for another broadcast tomorrow. That'll be my 604. And I will probably be going through some more information regarding this tomorrow. So, and we can, we'll have some more discussion about it, maybe on one-on-one discussion tomorrow. So I'd like to thank you all for being here today. So I'd like to say goodbye to everybody, and let's continue to support each other on our broadcast. Thank you so much. All right. Bye-bye, everybody.